Oh, cheers, VC. Oh, that's strong. It's really nice though. Just a quick whiskey to wind down after a long day at work. Thought I'd make another video again tonight. It's 2 out of 2 nights. I'm on a bit of a roll and feeling quite motivated. Just got a little notification popping up there from Facebook. Apparently I'm being tagged in something in the VC, which is not unusual these days. Probably spending a little bit too much time in there, but I'm having a lot of fun at the moment. Just absolutely stupid comments flying backwards and forwards. Yeah, it's amazing, but it's ridiculous at the same time. Anyway, I'll check that notification afterwards, but yeah, so I'm going to go through. I've picked about 12 records here. I just want to talk through quickly that I've sort of bought in the past couple of years, and I haven't shown them before. I've really mentioned them on the VC, so I want to do something a little bit different. This is the first one, which came out in 2012. This is by the Mountain Goats, and it's called Transcendence. These guys have been around for about 15 or so years, I'd say. And they started off, well, he started off, it's a solo project, mainly of a guy called John Darnielle. And sort of a few different people come and join the band and play instruments as they go, and joins them live, but it's mainly his project, and he started off with really lo-fi recordings in his bedroom, and he's built up, and yeah, this is last year's effort, which is got a bit more, like, it's definitely indie songwriter folk stuff, but this has got a few more little bits of horns and instrumentation around it, but really great songwriting. He's got a really unique sense of humour in his songs. So yeah, just check that out. It's really, really great. So that's the Mountain Goats, Transcendence. That is on Merge Records. It's very cool artwork too. There we go. It's the first one. Second one. This is a shoegaze band called the Telescopes, who are signed to Creation Records. If you notice the cover, it reminds me of Loveless by My Bloody Valentine. Yeah, these guys sort of at the beginnings of shoegaze, and this is sort of a lot more rough. There's a song called The Perfect Needle, which is probably my favourite record song on this album, which is the last track on side 1, and that's probably the closest to sort of the shoegazy sound it gets. But yeah, it's really rough. Kind of like, it does remind me of early My Bloody Valentine, which is sort of similar in the way that it's rough and sounds very jagged, and it's a bit harsh to the ears. It's none of that classical shoegaze sound with it, but it's a great album, and I was into it quite a lot. And this is their reissue on Bomp, which came out a couple of years ago, and it's on some beautiful wax. Do this without touching the record, because I know a lot of you guys. Oh, look at that, perfect. It's even shining in the reflection. On beautiful, it's sort of like a ruby red. There we go, 2011 reissue. Vinyl. So there we go. Now I've got to put it back in without it falling out of my hands on live camera. Jeez, that was a shaky effort. So yeah, the Telescopes taste. Yeah, definitely check it out if you're into that early My Bloody Valentine sound, and especially in Creation Records. So there you go. Next one up, you'll have probably seen this one around, the B-52s classic album. Every track on here is just killer. It's good to pick your mood up a bit and have a bit of fun. I'm sure most of you have heard it, but definitely reminds me of the Pixies. But that's a light-hearted, surfy, male-female vocals things. You know, I'm sure they obviously got a lot of influence out of these guys. Planet Claire, great opening. Obviously, Rock Lobster. You know, it's all great. Anyway, I think this was reissued by MoFi a couple of years ago. I've seen it around, but it's really expensive. I'm really happy with this copy. It's in perfect nick. Yeah, so there you go, the B-52s. If you like the Pixies and surf rock, that sort of stuff, go for this. And don't think, because most people think when they hear the B-52s, they think of Love Shack, but yeah, get past that. If you give this a go, this is their debut album. think. The V52 self-titled. There you go. This is a weird one. I don't really know how to pronounce this, but bought it a while ago. It was really cheap. I just bought it because I like the cover. It's sort of like all these cool dudes with Spanish musical instruments making music that sounds like it's from some sort of like soundtrack to some sort of Mexican cowboy movie. I don't even know how to describe it. It's actually Chilean, which I'm completely wrong about this, but Latin America, there we go, Latin American sort of cowboy music. I won't even try to pronounce it. Killer, can't read that. It just, I don't know, it sounds very foreboding. There's lots of little voices going on that build up and wind down, and yeah, I don't know, I've played it a couple of times and I really liked it. Put that on. Yeah, there you go, show it one more time. Here we go, this is from a New Zealand band called Pacific Heights. A lot of you might know I'm actually from New Zealand, not Australia. I get a lot of comments on the VC to do with Australia. I live in Australia, but I'm actually from New Zealand. I think there's Chris Walker, he's probably one of the only active Kiwi members I see around on the VC these days. But yeah, these guys are sort of a dub. This is just a 12-inch EP, so it's only got, it's like 4 tracks on each side. And they're sort of a down-tempo, drum and bassy sort of thing. It's not really world music, I don't know how to describe it. But yeah, it's just a really chill. This one's called In a Quiet Storm. So I think it's produced by the guy from Shapeshifter, which are probably one of the more famous New Zealand drum and bass bands. I say bands because when they play live, they play with real instruments, which is really interesting, and it kind of works. Yeah, I play this when it reminds me of home a bit, so I can reminisce. I'll just show that a bit closer. So that's Pacific Heights In a Quiet Storm. Next up, Diggable Planets. These guys were like an early 90s, I suppose you would call it hip-hop, jazz fusion group. This is actually a bootleg. I was really excited to find this because it's in perfect nick, and when I was jumping on Discogs, turns out it's like a German bootleg, but again, it just sounds fantastic and you would never know. I just did some serious research into it. The guy from this has formed a new band who have been around recently, and they're called Shabazz Palaces. I've seen a couple of posts about them on the VC Facebook page, but that's definitely a little more darker. This is more jazz and 90s, some 90s jazz. It's like a soundtrack to summer that, you know, it's just really laid back. There you go, so that's Diggable Planets, and that's called Reach In. Yeah, there you go, picked it up a couple of years ago. Mix it up a bit. This is Dex Midnight Runners, Searching for the Young Soul Rebels. This is one of my favourite by these guys. I know when you see Dex Midnight Runners, you automatically think of that stupid Come On Eileen song. But this is way before that. This is their second album. Maybe in their first album. It's just really young British 80s energetic ska. When Kevin Rowland, who's the lead singer, sings, he's got so much conviction in his voice. Again, it's definitely a light-hearted album. I don't really know how to describe it. Just lots of trumpets and horns and jumping around, really. So there you go, Dex's Midnight Runners, Searching for the Young Soul Rebels. Very cool title as well. I love the song titles he's got. Just bizarre ones. Here's one. This is the third track on the second side. It's called Thankfully Not Living in Yorkshire. It doesn't apply. Don't know what that means, but pretty cool. This is me getting my hip hop on. This is the now famous Diller. He's been getting a lot of publicity in the last couple of years. I think it's probably because he died. Yeah, I don't really know where to go after saying that. This is basically just a whole lot of how he's mashed a whole lot of samples together, and yeah, it's just really good hip hop. Really There's none of that macho shoot with people in the head crapola. Yeah, I don't know. I think this is also a reissue that came out a couple of years ago on Stone's Throw. Lots of really cool samples. That some of the stuff, weirdly enough, reminds me of Clams Casino, who you might have heard of, which is they're sort of really into that atmospheric samples. Some of it it's like hip hop, but really slowed down, kind of. I don't know, just think like massive sounding hip hop. I think they play a lot of like tapes backwards, and they're into that stuff. Anyway, this came out, I think, definitely at least what, like 10 years before. Maybe not, maybe less than that, before any of that stuff, and yeah, it sounds brilliant. So that's Rough Draft by J Diller. Back to some more New Zealand stuff. This is a band called Fat Freddy's Drop. Cool gatefold there. What are they, like funk reggae, I guess. Again, this is really good sort of summer relaxing music. More horns. It's been a bit of a theme tonight. Lots of horns and instrumentations, and yeah, I guess it's basically just based on reggae music and built out from that. Some really catchy tunes. Definitely, New Zealand music's got a really distinctive sound, and when you hear this, you'll know exactly what I mean. Sort of a bit not African, tribally, but not really. They call it Pacifica, which is all islands like Samoa, Tonga, all that area, sort of influenced by that music, but put into modern Western stuff. Yeah, that's Fat Freddy's Drop, based on a true story, which is their debut album. I think they've got 3 out now, but for me this is their first and their best one. This one I picked up. I don't know anything about it, just on the description. The description just said on it, shoegaze. It was called shoegaze with a mixture of midnight blues, which I thought sounded really, really cool. Picked it up. First time I heard it, I didn't like it at all, but it's a real grower. It sounds ridiculously similar to a band called Warpaint. This came out in the 90s, I think. This was like the 97. This is an all-girl group as well. Yeah, and it is, you can't even imagine that. It's sort of like blues shoegaze, but you should definitely check it out. The band's called Jessamine, and the album's called Don't Stay Too Long. Very, very similar to Warpaint, weirdly enough. They surely must have ripped them off. I've listened to this many times, and every time I hear it, I think of Warpaint, which is weird because I heard Warpaint first, and I heard this, and I was like, it's very bizarre. Similar, yeah, definitely similar. I wouldn't be surprised if Warpaint's second album goes back and sounds a bit more 90s like this, because apparently that's the cool thing to do, the hipsters these days. So there you go, Jessamine, Don't Stay Too Long. Final record, this is a crazy cover. This is the TomTom Club. This is Close to the Bone. This is, I think it's 2 members of Talking Heads' solo stuff. It's a bit more, I guess they're going for like a tropical calypso sound. And it works really well, like it's really light-hearted. Again, it's sort of in that same vein of B52's like happy, stupid little vocals, and it's definitely not heavy, powerful music or anything like that. Yeah, I don't know, I put this again on in summertime as well. Also another weird thing going on there, I picked out some summery stuff. Probably because it's raining and grey and dark outside. But yeah, this is absolutely killer. Pleasure of Love, Close to the Bone, Man with the 4-Way Hips. Yeah, just Bamboo Town is really cool as well. Anyway, yeah, so this is TomTom Club, Close to the Bone. The artwork is insane. It's just like a kid who's gone wild on a cover. Yeah, so it's the TomTom Club. There you go. So that's it. That's just a few records I thought would be interesting. So yeah, just again, back to the whiskey. Cheers, guys. I'll see you soon.